Hello and welcome back to the Unplayables podcast. The fourth one we've done today. We're all back after Easter, back in the studio. How are you guys doing in there? We've got the usual lineup. So, hello.
Hey.
Right.
Hello.
Hello.
We're nice and quiet this morning. Aren't we? Jeez. How are you doing?
Early.
Are we tired?
Yes, a bit.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a week where we come in here when we say that we're not tired?
No.
Yeah.
Is it just an excuse because we all don't know how to start?
Maybe. Yes, probably.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't have a lot to talk about when we first start. Sorry, I just did that to make you feel bad. So today we're going to be looking at our team of the season, Premier League. That's going to be the main topic of discussion for the whole podcast. It's probably going to cause a bit of debate. We said before we came on that it's actually surprising how difficult it is to pick 11 players. I've actually done it in the wrong formation to start with, apparently, I've been told. Thank you, Ryan. But I'm going to stick with that. Or I'm going to stick with whatever and see, whatever you guys think. And what players you think. So, start with the goalkeeper, because this probably isn't going to take long. I reckon we've all got the same goalkeeper, but I reckon we should throw a few names in there.
I disagree.
I'm not sure if we all have the same.
Okay. All right. Who have you got in goal then? Matthew?
I went De Gea, just because obviously, he's been making world-class saves at times, which is ridiculous, which I think very, very few keepers would do.
He's arguably being the best goalkeeper, is the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. So I'm surprised as to why some of you shook your heads when we said De Gea. I know it's you shaking your head. Why have you not got De Gea?
Because he's not been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season.
Okay, who have you gone for?
Edison.
Interesting. Is that who Ryan's gone for?
Yeah.
Ryan nods.
Yeah.
You don't have to nod. You can speak. We can speak.
No, but
Ryan shakes his head.
I think because it's his first season, and the way he's put Pep's game into practice, basically,
I can see where you're coming from now.
is so much more than what De Gea has done.
No, yeah, I'll give you that. He's more of a footballing goalkeeper, isn't he?
And even with his hands, he's good as well.
Yeah.
So I think he is more of a presence than De Gea in terms of getting out of the goal front, I guess.
Yeah.
De Gea just kind of waits, and he does make good saves, but he doesn't quite get out as much as Edison does.
No, he's not like he's not an out there goalkeeper.
Yeah,
is he, De Gea?
he's like a shot stopper.
Yeah. He's very good at that, and he's
Yeah.
probably the best at that.
Yeah,
But I see where you're coming from now, because Edison, you could say, is the most well-rounded goalkeeper,
Yeah.
and he has been brilliant this season. Actually, I'll give him that. Connor, who have you gone for?
Controversially or not controversially?
Wait, have you got a different one?
No.
Oh.
No. But
So why is it
I have got
controversial?
because it's De Gea.
Oh,
But
right.
I had Edison in there for so long, but
Ooh.
it's because I don't want that City domination in the team. It's really difficult. I think the only reason I've gone De Gea is because even though Edison is really important to City and the way, as you say, how well-rounded he is,
Mhm.
I think United would be worse off without De Gea.
Definitely.
And if City didn't have Edison, they wouldn't be as worse off, if you know what I mean.
they finished fourth. Was it fourth or fourth last year or something like that?
I'm not entirely sure.
No,
but-
third or something like that.
But what I mean
With
is,
Bravo.
if you took both keepers out their teams, respective teams, and replaced them with like equally bad goalkeepers, I think City would still be miles ahead.
Do you think? Are you saying that? Because I thought when I thought about this, I thought, but look at the defence in front of De Gea. But obviously I know you can't really discredit City's defence. But when player for player, they haven't got the best defence.
Yeah,
No,
they're not
no.
great.
So, really, well, I decided not to use that argument.
I think De Gea has saved more points for United than Edison has City, but it is close. It was a really tough decision.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was considering Butland as well, just because of the stats I saw. But then it's like the stats are quite misleading sometimes.
Yeah.
So just because he's made X amount of saves and blah blah blah, it might not mean as much as it looks.
Yeah, he's made the most saves this season.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive, but you can't really get close to Edison.
Yeah, he's probably had a lot more to stop, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And still a lot have gone in.
Mm.
Ryan, any different reasons as to why you chose Edison?
Well, like Art said, it's his first season, and if you look back at last season when they had Bravo, he's a similar type of goalkeeper, likes using his feet, starting attacks, etc.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work out. But Pep realised it didn't work out, replaced him with a better keeper, and obviously other signings have helped massively. But in his first season in the Premier League, if you look at De Gea's first season,
I was just going to say that in case you didn't mention. Yeah.
He's so much ahead of him. Like, imagine 5 years' time, he could be the best goalkeeper in the world.
How old is Edison now? Does anyone know?
I'm not sure the exact age.
Okay.
No.
Cheers,
No,
Matthew.
but
No, because
Do
it's just
your research before you start throwing questions out there.
No, because I just wondered like how old De Gea was when he came to the Premier League to compare. Because it's just because obviously he was at Atletico before.
Yeah.
So obviously he came to Man United at quite a young age. He was quite lanky, as I think.
Lanky.
As Ferguson said, I think. But
we think we're quoting our experts.
we think, yeah.
We
He
don't
was.
know.
But it's just to maybe whether like. I don't know, just maybe the age could have been a factor as to why.
I think they're both quite young. I think Edison's quite young.
Yeah.
And keepers generally have a longer career than outfield players.
Look at Brad Friedel.
Look at Czech.
Brad Friedel. Not Czech.
Hilario.
That wasn't funny.
It was.
It was hilarious.
Does anybody want... So we've mentioned Butland as well. Does anybody have any other goalkeepers that they think
I
have been good? No,
I have an honourable mention.
Yes.
Nick Pope.
Oh, shout.
Yeah.
Like,
Brilliant shout. Forgot about him.
Tom Heaton injured. Like if he was in goal for Burnley this season, he could be one of the players in with a shout. But Nick Pope, not really known by many people at the start of the season, just back up.
Yeah.
He comes in, no change really. He's called up to the England squad, didn't make his debut, but he's been really, really good.
Consistent, I suppose, as well. I think notable mention to Burnley, really. Honourable mention to Burnley, to be honest, because they've been brilliant, but it's quite hard to pick some of their players for a team this season. But
Well, there might be some.
I've got 10 outfield Burnley players.
Sean Dyche, masterclass.
Yeah, he's up front. So do we want to move on to the defenders?
Yeah.
I know it's been quite a struggle. Well, for me anyway, it was quite a struggle to
It's
pick
really difficult.
defenders. So I'm just going to sort of open this one up to you guys, really. You all watch a lot more Premier League than I do, I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched the full game this season. So you have watched more than me. I don't know if any of you want to fight or want to fight. I don't know if any of you are like desperate to start us off with your defenders.
I can.
Matthew is. Go on then, Matthew.
Right back, I went Walker.
You
Yeah, I know.
Is he your captain? Is he your captain?
No, he's not the captain this time. He's not the
Previous
captain.
podcast reference. If you would like to check that out, it's on our YouTube channel.
Shameless plug.
Number 2,
Otamendi.
subscribe.
Otamendi.
Oh yeah.
I then went to make it not completely City. I went for Tongan
Okay.
because I think he's had a good spell. And then last minute change, I then went for Ashley Young at left back.
That's
Because I just don't think.
Understandable, yeah.
One of those back four is completely wrong.
I bet it's for Tongan.
No.
Otamendi.
Yeah.
Really?
He's shocking.
Are you sure?
He is shocking.
I don't know, because I think when he first signed for City, he was as bad as like Mangala was when they were partnership. That was just all over the place. But under Pep, he's actually managed to keep John Stones out the side, who started really well this season.
John Stones was injured, and since he's been out, they've been a mess. Coincidence?
I think not.
I
Cheers
Go
for
on,
that.
Matthew. Argue back. Go
Well,
on.
I mean, Yeah, but even so, like with Company then coming back as well, they have like obviously the last 2 games they've had has not been the best. 3-0 Liverpool, 3-2 Man United, and last night 2-1 Liverpool. Granted, but I mean, there's been so many more games where they've still managed to like win games without John Stones and everything, and I still think Otamendi has come a long way since he signed for City, and I think he is one of their top defenders still.
Yeah, I don't think he's been one of the top 2 centre-backs in the whole league this year, though.
I've put him with a question mark because I felt like I needed to put a City defender, but I don't know if any of them are good enough. So I've just got like the City defence question mark.
I put Stones in there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good shout, but I didn't just because he's been injured. And
I agree.
I agree.
But even he's
got a long way to come, hasn't he?
But he's come a long way as well from when he first went to City.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that is true.
But I still think he has like those dodgy, which everyone does, granted, and obviously he's young and like George says, got a long way to go. But I think he still has occasionally like his off days.
All right, who else?
I just want to say that I have Otamendi in. The reason behind this is because I would have put Stones in if he'd played more, but he got injured. But Otamendi, when looking at the stats, he's actually top on aerial duels and a couple of others as well. I can't remember, but that surprised me. But he's just shown a consistency basically, and I don't personally think he's the best defender, but he was good enough and consistent enough to be in the defence of the top team in the league.
I put next to Stones, Davinson Sanchez.
I put him.
That's what I was torn between for Vertonghen or him. Yeah,
former Ajax defender. that means a lot now. I think it's his first season. Well, sorry.
He started off like not brilliantly, but now he's
adapted
that was the whole Wembley thing.
Yeah, but just about to say like he's like he's keeping Alderweireld out. Yeah, that's how you say it.
He's actually
call him Toby.
He's keeping.
Toby's going to be leaving.
Yeah, I mean.
So he's kicked him out.
He's going to move across North London.
They're looking to bring in Delict actually as well.
Oh,
to have that Ajax partnership. Well, actually, Vertonghen used to play for Ajax as well. So
Vermaelen.
They like these Ajax boys. Connor, do you want to carry on? With
yours? So right back, I didn't want to put him in, but there aren't many options. I've put Walker in as well. He's got a number of assists and again played consistently. I haven't actually written in my left back yet, but I'll get onto that in a minute. My left centre back, or my other centre back, I've only just written down, and I've written down Dave. Cesar Azpilicueta. Purely for his.
Don't call him that.
Purely for his.
You can't call him that, and have you seen some of the performances he's put lately?
Azpilicueta? He's been one of the more consistent players in recent weeks.
Yeah, but even so still.
He has been from what I've seen, the only consistent player in the Chelsea defence.
I agree.
And his goal contributions, all to Morata. 6 assists.
Oh my God.
No other centre-back has done that. So there are other options.
Has done his research.
There are other options,
but I hope you've got more stats to come.
I think they're the second. I think their Azpilicueta and Morata's partnership I saw is is like joint with Salah and Firmino.
Yeah,
in terms of goals and assists. Yeah, in terms of partnership.
Yeah,
so
which is
for
very
a defender
impressive.
and a striker to be joint with them. I think that is a fair point.
Don't forget, he's not a natural centre back. He's only been playing central defence for just
2 years.
Well, not even 2 years. It was halfway. October 2017.
Because he was.
Can we credit Conte for that?
Yeah.
But we can't credit him for a lot, can we?
No. He was originally right back. Then he went to a left back.
Displaced Ashley Cole.
Yeah. So
he's
an all-rounder.
He has been brilliant. Ever since he moved, he hasn't really looked. Even when he first moved, he didn't look out of place. At
7 million.
He's just unbelievably consistent, just a really well-rounded player. And then my left back, I'm going to have to decide now. I'm going to go Andrew Robertson.
Okay.
He's got 4 assists. I think he's Liverpool have had the last few weeks, a few months, they've had this sort of surge in form. and I think Robertson is a big part of that.
Come from Klopp school.
As
School of Klopp.
well, I like Alexander Arnold on the other side. Really, they've just both been
Ruining
consistent,
one of my
and Robertson's really contributed going forward. It added a different threat to sort of draw defenders away from the other threats like Salah and Firmino, and also pick them out in the middle. And he's just been really effective, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he has. I think if you're looking at every left back that's in the Premier League, he's definitely not the best left back. But in terms of like this season, he has definitely got.
That's what I'm saying this season, and it was between him and two others, which I don't know, other people might choose, but I'll talk about them later if they haven't been mentioned.
Who have other people put at left back?
I've put Ben Davies or Davies.
He was one of my options.
Okay.
My options, I couldn't pick one, were first person in the list was Robertson.
Yeah.
Then Ashley Young and Marcos Alonso, but I couldn't pick between.
Yeah.
No,
like statistically,
all three of those.
I just want to. So statistically, with those ones mentioned, Davis has 6 assists and 2 goals, which is very impressive. I think he's got the best stats for any left back. And Alonso has 6 goals, but he's
having
just
his moment. Leave him.
So, yeah, that's why they were up there.
Yeah, fair enough. Just before we go on, do we think stats? Obviously, Connor, you've got lots of stats. I'm just interested. Do all of you think that stats are like a main factor in choosing who goes in your team of the season?
No. Stats can be misleading.
I'd say it's probably 50-50 maybe.
Yeah,
like,
between
some do matter, but a lot of a lot of players do play better than their stats suggest. So
consistency won't really show up in stats either.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
I mean, obviously you can argue that it could. There are times where it would, but
well, like Aspilicueta in the Chelsea defence, you wouldn't put him in on stats of clean sheets, for example, or like how Chelsea have been defending. But like I could have put Davis in. He's got the best stats going forward for a fullback. But yeah, as I say, I've put Robertson.
Can I just say my back four? Cause
go on. Because,
Walker, obviously, Vertonghen, Davis is my left back, and my other centre back is James Tarkowski.
Yeah, I knew he was going to get mentioned. I just didn't want to mention him because I don't know enough about him.
Continuing my Burnley theme.
Yeah.
Like they're on course for Europa League football, providing Southampton don't win the FA Cup, and I think he's a big part of that. Like they've conceded like not many goals this season. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not.
Where is your statistical knowledge?
Imagine Sean Dyche in Europe. I can't wait. I hope it happens.
I think it will.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
They could pip Arsenal to fifth.
That
no,
Arsenal could pip Chelsea to
yeah, I mean Burnley could pip Arsenal and Chelsea to fifth.
United could win the league.
Good one.
Millwall can get promoted.
No, don't worry. Have we got any defenders that no one said yet?
Another honourable mention.
Ryan loves these honourable mentions. Honourably mention away, Ryan.
Another Burnley player, Ben Mee.
Yeah,
I thought about him but didn't put him in.
How didn't he get in the England squad?
Don't know.
Is what I saw on Twitter.
Like, just really saying what I've already said, but they've had a really good season.
How many goals have they conceded?
Matthew might know. But yeah, like they've been really, really good. They had a bit of a blip in the new year, but they've been insane.
They have.
I have another honourable mention.
Go on then, Connor.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah, okay.
It's
hard, isn't it? Because like team of the season, and there haven't been any there aren't many that you could really go, yeah, he definitely has been the best defender in the Premier League.
Yeah,
this
no,
season.
you can't say that.
I think attackers are definitely easier to choose than defenders this season. I think we've seen a lot of goals, so that means it's quite hard to.
Also, with attackers, it's easier to pick. I'd say the percentage of are picking because of stats is higher. Because if, like we're saying with Butland, he's got the most saves, but you don't pick him. But with attackers, like there's obvious ones.
But at the same time, with attackers, if you're saying like stats, you could have an attacker that scored 30 goals, but it's because the midfielder has given him 30, like 600 chances.
Yeah, it's chance created and stuff. There's different stats.
Pro Clubs reference.
Should we go on to the midfield?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll start.
Will you? Go for it.
All right. The first guy in is for my defensive option,
Ooh.
and that's Luka
Modric.
Milivojevic.
He's
Milivojevic.
Great player. Oh, I forgot about him.
He's kept Palace up.
He is so good.
Like,
he is actually so
solid.
stat.
10 goals.
10
goals.
He's my player. Let me talk about him.
So basically,
Let me talk.
Let me talk.
And that brings me on to...
So Matthew, what's your... No, go on. Praise your Palace man.
Not only with the goals, like, okay, most of them have been penalties, but he's still got to put them away. But he's also stat incoming. He's also intercepted the most passes this season, along with Johan Cabaye, who's only played a handful of games.
Yeah.
So that's been quite important. That's been quite important.
Why are you laughing?
It doesn't matter, don't worry.
We're tired.
You don't laugh because you're tired, Connor. Sorry, Al.
That's been quite important in what looks like will end up keeping Palace up, I think. And yeah, I think Zaha will probably get a lot of the praise for Palace, but I'll just call him Luka. Luka's been really
Call
important.
him Dave.
Yeah, so that's
Your defensive option is... What's his name again?
Luka.
Okay. Luka Modric.
Yeah.
And who else have you got in your midfield?
De Bruyne.
Yes.
That just goes without saying, really, I guess. And then at 10, it was annoying because
What have you done?
I had to fit people in, so I put Sterling at 10.
Interesting.
But I was caught between him and J-Lings.
I've got J-Lings in my midfield, but that's only because I may have put Sterling somewhere else.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper.
On the bench, actually. No, I'm joking. We haven't done subs.
That's interesting.
Connor, who have you got in midfield?
Right. So I left a space, but I think I
have you actually picked a team or like, you...
All right, the two certainties I put in were De Bruyne, obviously, and David Silva. I kind of felt like he had to be in there. Again, statistically and just watching the games, he's just...
Have you watched all the City's games?
Season ticket holder.
And yeah, I had a couple of names down to go in the other sport. I had Fernandinho potentially, but again, the whole City thing. But I do think he's been brilliant as well. But I'm going to go Milivojevic as well. As Art said, most interceptions, 10 goals. I know a lot of them penalties, but
God, you're just repeating what Art said, really.
Another name I want to mention. I know this is mostly just statistical, and I was never really going to put him in, but Wilfred Ndidi, he's the best tackler in the league statistically. Most tackles, most successful tackles. But yeah, I'm going to go Milivojevic.
Okay. Interesting. Which one of you two wants to go next? That's of Matthew and Ryan. Go on then, Ryan.
I've also gone for David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yep.
I think they kind of pick themselves, especially De Bruyne. Like, he's just been insane.
Yeah.
Silva's
his
been
ability to pass is just...
Silva's been almost as good, but
I think they work very well off each other without directly meaning to, almost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They play, they play very well together alongside each other.
And then my final choice, Connor did mention him, it's Fernandinho. Yeah. He doesn't play the flashy role, kind of like not not like Kante, but similar to Kante last year. He does the job that it's not going to get all the plaudits. It's not going to get.
It's the job that no one else wants to do.
Yeah. And without him, I don't think City would have done as well as they would have.
He gets forward a bit as well.
Yeah.
I think in the Champions League game against Liverpool as well, there were times where he was in the back part of the back four.
Yeah, he was dropping as a centre back.
I can't remember if it was. Oh no, it was last week. There was this
The last game.
this ball he played that was. Oh my god! It was unreal. Like, first time volley, like over the top ball to Sane. Yeah, it was just mad.
He played a good one yesterday as well for City's only goal.
In the second leg.
Yeah.
He played a good one,
Yeah, last night, yeah.
In the second leg.
Yes.
Yeah, the point is that you don't...
Oh.
Right, keeping this in, just to say it now, we do these a week in advance sometimes, so if we drop dates and times, we are very sorry. In the second leg, Matthew, all right? In the second leg. No, it wasn't yesterday, because it could have been last week.
Well, it could have been 3 months ago. You don't know when people are watching this.
Yeah, exactly. We've got so many people watching us, all over the world, that by the time this comes out, it might not have been yesterday.
Right.
Can I just say on Fernandinho, go back to Fernandinho.
No, you can't, Connor.
I think he's been much more important defensively than Otamendi, even though I've got Otamendi in my team because I need a defender. But so I feel really bad about leaving him out. But I think he's much more important to City's. Otamendi's replaceable in City's defence.
Yeah.
But I don't think Fernandinho is as easy to replace.
I think Laporte will probably replace him next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think of him this season? Laporte. I know that's
He's
a
been
bit of a
decent
tangent.
since he's come in from January. I think he's hit the ground running. Definitely. I think he's.
He played a good pass in the second leg of the Champions League game against Liverpool.
No, I think he's been good. I think sort of amazed how nobody else has sort of he's been linked to United. I've seen a couple of times.
Arsenal? Was he linked to Arsenal?
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how long he sort of not came to the Premier League and yet now.
Maybe it's because he's never quite been good enough.
Maybe, but now I think he's proving a lot of people wrong, and I think he'll definitely be a vital asset for next season. Yeah.
Good shout. I've thought. I've written down here just another what do you think? Ryan, you mentioned Kante. What do you think of Kante? Obviously, did he get Player of the Season last year?
Yeah, and he got Player of the Year. Was it for
Leicester as well? Oh no, that was Mahrez. Sorry.
He was in Team of the Year. Sorry. Earlier.
I think he has been his usual best, but because of Chelsea's season and because of Man City's dominance and Fernandinho's progression, I don't think he really deserves to get in. He has been good.
Best Chelsea midfielder?
I mean, who are you
I was literally,
it's him.
They literally don't have a midfield, do they?
No,
it's Kante, and then Fabregas. He's getting on a bit.
Yeah,
Bakayoko doesn't know how to play football.
That was so weird. Then you took over from each other. Amazing. What would you like to say about Bakayoko, Ryan?
Doesn't matter.
Who hasn't mentioned a midfielder that has?
Have you gone through?
Well, I've gone 4-4-2, and you're probably going to hate my midfield. I've gone De Bruyne and Fernandinho for my centre mids.
I'm excited
now.
My
wingers.
Yes.
You're going on to wingers now.
So my wide
left
players.
and right mid.
Right mid. Yeah. Obviously, I know this guy's a forward, but just for the sake of you have to put this guy in the team. I've put Salah.
Why did you say that? Why did you say that sounding so guilty?
No.
Controversial.
No.
Do you know what? Get out. Why? He's a fraud. What has he done this year, that man?
I don't think that needs answering. So I put Salah at right mid, and then I've put Son at left mid.
I had him as an option for left.
Because I think when Kane got injured for that short period, shorter period than it was meant to be, because they were suggesting he wasn't coming back until the end of April. I think Son's really stepped up to the mark to sort of help the team out. Obviously they've got Eriksen, who's and Ali, who are real good passers of the ball, but you still got to have someone that's clinically.
I don't think Ali's a really good passer of the ball.
I think he can be at times.
Yeah, He's not.
He's a clever player.
He hasn't been as good this season as he was last season.
Definitely not. But
Neither
no, I
of
think
Spurs.
Son's definitely been that. He's definitely a very underrated player. I think at times people really underestimate just how.
I think people forget. I think he just does brilliantly for like a month and then because he's not doing that all the time. People just forget. But he is a brilliant player.
I think lately he has been. I think he's really stepped up to the mark. So I've put him there as well.
Yeah, as you say, George, I think it's he'll be good for like a month.
Yeah.
And whether it's down to just him not performing consistently or whether it's just him being left out of the team, he can never string together a really long run where he's just consistently scoring goals.
Matthew said he stepped up in the last, in recent months or whatever.
Yeah.
But does that justify a team of the season? We're looking at the whole season here.
I don't think it's just been recent months. Like
outstanding performances.
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
He's been doing it on and off for the whole season.
Mm. Is on and off enough?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's been a thing that's happening throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
It's not just, he sparked into form in March.
Yeah.
It's been happening for a while.
But I think if you were to take him out of the team and then replace him with Lamella, just a straight swap, I don't think you would get anywhere near the performances that. Even though Son can't do it,
I think Son's a very unique player.
Yeah.
In what he brings, he is a very good player.
I think if he got injured, they would miss him. Sort of even though they have Kane, they would just miss him in terms of because I think he can turn something out of nothing sort of thing. He can drive right players and make it very difficult, and then obviously just feeds off to Eriksen or Kane and can just really cause issues within a couple of minutes.
That's fair enough. Anyone else? Anyone got any honourable mentions? Or I can't remember if I've asked all of you.
What for central midfield or just midfield in general?
Midfield, I guess.
Well, because we haven't done wide midfielder, have we yet? From the
wingers
rest of you,
Yeah.
if you've got any.
Just an honourable mention for midfield 3, Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
I think in any other year he'd be straight in the team.
I think he's just been a bit outshone by De Bruyne, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah.
But
Any
De
other
Bruyne is
year.
exceptional. I don't think people understand or appreciate how good De Bruyne has been this season. But
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
been
brilliant
alright.
shout. No Mesut Ozil?
No.
Good.
Oh yeah, I put him in.
Any more midfielders?
Maybe wide player.
Wide or
Again,
central.
just-
You've said your wide players.
yeah.
Should we just move on to
yeah,
wide
I think-
players
Go
now?
on,
'Cause
move on to wide players.
Just what? Okay.
I would say
Transition.
just as an honourable mention, he won't get in the team, but I think Willian.
No.
Well, no, hold on. Just because I think he's the only one lately that's been turning up for
Yeah, but
Chelsea.
you
you
can't-
can't put
No.
lately.
No,
Yeah.
just but I think throughout the season, I think he's been pretty decent though. I think he's been honestly, I think he's been better than Hazard this season.
No.
Yeah,
In the last 6 weeks, yeah. For the first few months of the season, Willian wasn't in the team. So it's like people say, Willian should be in the team, but he's only been on form in the past 2 months. And he doesn't deserve to be in Team of the Year based on 2 months.
no, okay.
I don't even think he gets honourable mentions.
I agree.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Well, I mean,
But
it's your
Matthew,
opinion.
you are allowed
It's a
to have
bad
your
opinion.
opinion.
Well,
You can't
just-
just okay, tell us why. It's
Well, no,
fine.
just
We're not having a go at you.
No, it's
We're
just
not
I
having
think
a go at you.
no, because I just think it's every time Chelsea seem to do poorly, and which we've done a lot this season. We've just been so. He's the only player that always seems to actually try and do something. Like when we lost 3-1 to Tottenham, I think him, Kante were and Azpilicueta were the 3 players that actually remembered turning
Stood
up to the
yeah.
game.
Stood
And
up
again against
counted,
West
I like
Ham.
that.
Willian against West Ham, there were so many times that he was in better positions, but Hazard kept trying to drive forward thinking he was Ronaldo. He was, and honestly, there were times that he should have been just played through and he would have just tapped it in the back of the net. And it was the same with, it was the same with Morata as well that game. He was just pathetic. He somehow got offside in a position where even, anyway, just going on a rant now.
Yeah.
But I think,
They're out.
I think Willian, even though Ryan is right, he wasn't in the team because Pedro obviously is the more preferred choice for Conte. I think Willian he's always overshadowed. But when he comes on, he still always makes that impact. I think that's why I'm only giving an honourable mention. I'm not saying
he deserves a chance to be in the team more frequently.
Yeah, I think so.
He has been in the team more frequently.
Yeah, but I think
has been good enough.
No, that's only recently.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, given from the start of the season to, because when Mourinho, he was Mourinho's favourite, and actually that proved right in the title-winning season under Mourinho. I mean, obviously he bought Pedro the season after, but even so, after Mourinho was fired, Willian was still getting chosen over Pedro at times. So I think it's just for an honourable mention. I wouldn't say obviously he'd get into the team. It's just a shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Willian.
Shout out to Willian, yeah.
Right, other wide players.
I'll do my honourable mention.
Go on, yeah.
But this is kind of similar to Luca. It's just because he's kind of kept them up. Been a real reason why they're staying up, I think. Marko Arnautovic.
Okay.
Even though...
That's...
Well, the Marko Arnautovic since David Moyes came in.
Yeah. But again, yeah.
So that's why he's only an honourable mention.
Yeah.
So.
Damn pass on Sunday.
Huh?
No, nothing. Carry on.
No, but yeah,
still
just
not better.
the effect he's had on West Ham, and basically...
How much did they buy him in the summer?
rattled Mark Hughes the other week.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's another reason why I like him
this season,
because he seems to have that kind of edge about him. So,
Well, didn't he do the hammer salute in front of the Stoke fans after he scored against them or something?
he ran up to Mark Hughes doing it.
Yeah.
Well, and he did it at Stoke as well.
Yeah.
Earlier in the season.
He has been really good. I think he could have been much better when he played for Stoke. No, obviously he played, but do you know what I mean? If he had come to the Premier League at maybe a bit of a better club, or something like that, he could have progressed a lot quicker than he has.
Yeah.
Like Shaqiri.
Because he's always, Arnautovic has always shown that he's got the ability.
Yeah.
Well, for a long time since he moved to the Prem, but it's just been getting that on a consistent basis. But I agree now with under Moise, he's starting to show his consistency a lot more. Connor and Ryan, do you have any wide players, honourable mentions, or actually wide players in your team?
Not honourable mentions. Well, that doesn't. I could say an honourable mention, but he might be in other people's teams.
Yeah, that's all right. Just say the name.
Leroy Sané. Just doesn't make. It was impossible to decide between him and obviously Sterling.
Yeah, he's been real good for City this year. Real good. I mean, he was good last year as well, I think. But I just obviously think City as a whole last year sort of had issues like defensively. But this year he has just been on another level.
Every time you watch Sané, he's just ridiculous to watch. Like his pace, his cleverness around the box, his link-up play with the likes of De Bruyne and Silva especially, and his final ball is always on point. But I've only picked Sterling again. I don't solely pick on stats, Sterling's just about got more goal contributions in terms of goals and assists. And that is literally the only thing I can differentiate between them.
You haven't picked it just on stats, but the only reason you can pick between them is the stats.
Well, I had to choose one of them, and if that was the only difference between them, in my opinion,
that's the way. Then let it be.
I chose both of them.
Nice, Ryan. Ryan Payne.
Salah is one of them because, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Sané. Okay. I debated in my head Sterling or Sané, but I think, in my opinion, Sané's just been that little bit better than Sterling.
But the stats, Ryan.
Sterling has been since Pep has come in. It was good before Pep came in, but Pep has really elevated him to another level. But I think Sané has just about pipped him.
It'd be interesting to look at the amount of chances that Sterling's had. Compared to Sané, because I think Sterling, obviously if he's getting more chances, you could argue that he's better at getting into the position, but I think even from the Champions League, I know we're referring to the Champions League game between Liverpool and Man City quite a lot. It was the Premier League game, Manchester United against City.
The two chances he had were
Well, he had he had 3 or 4 that he could have scored, and he
two
messed
over the
up.
bar
So
and
it'd be interesting to see how Sané's chance conversion rate.
But I
compares.
think they play different roles in the team though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sterling is the one that Pep wants to get the chances.
Yeah.
So he's coming in to more central positions
He
than
is,
Sané.
Sané's got more assists and Sterling's got more goals, and that sort of typifies how
That shows,
Yeah.
Pep's style of play. That's
Yeah.
what he wants, is it? And
Yeah.
it's working. He's waving his wand.
It's what you want in wingers, so you don't.
Yeah.
You just don't want both of them to
Yeah.
keep
No, it's really
doing.
yeah.
The same job.
Yeah.
That's
no,
why I put Sterling at 10 as well, and then Salah on the right.
Okay, interesting. So we move on to obviously I classed Salah as a forward. So if
Yeah.
you want to move
Yeah.
distinctly onto the forwards now,
Yeah.
wide or central.
Do we just want to say? Should we just say our threes or all
Yeah,
four
whoever
or twos?
wants to go
whatever.
first, rock paper scissors or something.
I'm going first.
Okay, I actually just did do rock paper scissors. In case you,
My option numero uno is Harold Kane. And then-
Harold?
I've got Roberto Firmino.
Oh god,
Find it.
yeah.
There's a point.
So
Shout.
yeah, I think that. Do I have to explain it?
I think.
Well,
it
Firmino's
explains
in,
itself.
Firmino's in the
No,
team.
explain.
No.
he's
No,
oh,
option
he's
2.
oh,
he says.
oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
His partnership with Salah's been so
Yeah.
good. It's just
I
ridiculous.
think Salah's season has kind of just outshined him too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you look at Firmino's stats, for most players that would be
But he
a
wasn't
brilliant
even.
season.
Sorry.
Let me talk.
He's been so good. He's I don't know if he's a natural striker. He's not like a traditional striker,
yeah.
and he's scored and contributed to so much. But it's just Salah's goals and assists have just dwarfed him.
Yeah,
So.
definitely.
Rodgers better signing. Sorry. Go on.
What?
Well, he was signed by Brendan Rodgers. Just shout out. Just
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers is unreal.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And what? Sorry, I was thinking about Aguero, but
We're always thinking about Aguero.
I'm not. Suspect. But I think Kane's goals have meant more than Aguero's, so that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think has anyone not got Kane.
No.
Oh,
No,
you-
I've got Kane. I just mean
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else
No,
doesn't have Kane.
Okay, everyone has Kane.
Mr. Consistent. Who'd have thought it? Connor?
Oh well, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think you should say yours next. But
Oh, well, mine have pretty much been said. 'Cause
Oh.
I went for 3 in attack, and one is Salah, one is Sterling, and the other is Kane.
and
I
that's,
did forget about Firmino, but like
Oh,
I
yeah.
said, I really didn't know. It's been really hard to pick attacking players because there have been some brilliant attacking players.
Yeah,
Mm.
Dwight Gale.
Yeah, exactly. Someone like that. Hosselu,
What? a play.
he's probably up there.
Kennedy.
Yeah,
Ayoze Perez.
Moisa, he's been up there. But yeah, so I went with Salah, Sterling, and Kane, who you've spoken about all of them now. So Connor, I think you should go.
That's the same as what I've got. So yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant.
Salah, Kane, and Sterling.
Yeah.
I got Aguero. I got Kane and Aguero.
Have you?
Oh yeah, because you're
Yeah.
4-4-2.
Oh yeah, 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
Go
so.
on. Why?
Why Aguero? Well, I mean, it's just he's been doing it now for the past 4 years for City, getting 20 goals consistently. I mean, there's not a lot of strikers. Obviously, now you got Kane coming into the mix, but I think
He's
before
also
Kane.
done it for 4 years consistently.
Aguero's 7 years.
Oh, sorry, I don't.
It's team of this season, by the way, guys.
Well, my point, since Aguero's come to the league, he's been consistently getting 20 plus goals for City in the league, and there's very few strikers. Obviously, now Kane's coming into the mix, but there's very few strikers that can proudly claim the record. I mean, Firmino, obviously, he's been very good this season and has been showing it since he's come to the Premier League, but there's just not. I mean, Lukaku as well, you can also argue, but this season at United, yeah, he's been good, but I think what they paid for, they wanted a lot more. I think they wanted him near to Aguero standard, Not saying at Aguero standard, but like near enough to it. And there were times like in the big games he was getting slaughtered for, like because he wasn't delivering for them in games which really mattered. And I think as well. So I mean, like you got Aubameyang and Lacazette as well, who I think next season. I mean, Aubameyang's obviously done really well for like this half a season. And I think Lacazette is starting to get his confidence back. So next season will be interesting to see because they are proven in their previous leagues. But I think just Aguero, just because the sheer quality that he's possessed and has possessed over the last 7-8 years in the Premier League.
Yeah, but this season.
This season,
do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, key because I think like even though Jesus has been like really good as well for City, I still think Aguero being the more experienced of the two strikers, he can
21 Premier League goals.
Yeah, he can, drive defensive. He can cause defensive issues. He's not just the sort of leave him up top. He'll come back a bit. Pep's really transformed him in that as well. Making him come back a bit, making runs off for De Bruyne, getting into the most positions that he previously hasn't done so in previous seasons, and is causing more issues under Pep now than he has done since he's been in the Premier League.
Okay. Does anyone disagree with Matthew?
Yeah, but I already said why.
Aguero has been good, but I don't think he deserves to.
No,
I think
he's been outshone this
season. We know how good Aguero is, but I agree. I think this season there's definitely been more players more deserving of him than him. I think he's got away with it a bit, really.
And since he's joined the Premier League, even though he has been good, as Matthew said, he's never been named in a PFA Team of the Year.
He's been extremely unlucky, but this time he shouldn't be.
Is it stat padder?
Yeah, I know a few of them. Ryan, who have you gone for?
Harry Kane. Obviously, the two wingers are who I mentioned earlier, but Harry Kane.
Yeah.
But obviously, we've spoken about him before. But my honourable mention.
Yes, we do some honourable mention. Have we all mentioned every attacker that we've got?
Yeah.
Right. So honourable mentions.
He is Mr. Glenn Murray.
Glenn Hoddle.
Glenn Murray. Yeah. Brighton aren't going to be a team who are going to score lots of goals in their first season. They're going to be a team who maybe consolidate, just about stay up, and without Glenn Murray, they would have been down a long time ago.
They have been brilliant.
Completely agree.
They have been good this season.
You can't discredit Chris Hughton either. He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
And Glenn Murray has been, I'm not entirely sure how many goals he has, but it's probably about 12 now at least.
Yeah. He's like one of their only threats going forward, and he's pretty much kept them where they are.
Yeah.
Honourable mention, Jamie Vardy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Explain. Just cause.
No. I said just cause, and then you said explain.
Oh, sorry.
But no. Just cause he's been scoring important goals for Leicester, not just to rack up the score. Like, he often scores the opening goal, and he does it in a fashion that is just makes me happy.
He scores extremely good goals.
I think there could be a chance of him starting over Harry Kane in the summer.
Really?
Yeah, because he's a different type of striker to Kane, and that could be better to go against slow defences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree on that only because I don't see why or how he couldn't start Kane, but I think he'll definitely be a threat off the bench. But I don't see him starting over Kane. But, yeah.
Okay. I was just saying he could be an option.
Yeah,
they are different.
Option,
They're different. So,
yeah.
Honourable mentions more? Anyone got any more?
Oh,
what was that?
I forgot. I just looked at my notepad.
Stat pad.
For goalkeeper, this is.
Okay, yeah, we're doing anywhere, by the way. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So any more mentions?
Aurelio Gomez.
Okay.
There was a point, not for obviously the whole season.
Yeah.
But there was a point where Watford were unreal and stealing wins in the last minute, and he made a lot of really important saves.
Yeah.
And since he's been out of the team, they've just gone to. I was going to swear. Sorry. So they've.
Yeah, that's right. You apologise.
They've just kind of faded away from all the headlines and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one of mine. Well, I actually did put him in my team, but my team is far from conclusive. I don't think any of you have actually put him in your team. We did mention him, but Trent Alexander-Arnold. What do you think?
In your team, no. In the team, no. But it's definitely worth.
Well,
he's definitely worth
honourable mention.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But I mean, if you've put him in your team, I'd be a bit concerned. But
would you?
It's definitely an honourable mention, but his first season, I don't think he's done enough to warrant being in there.
I think he's done brilliantly under Jurgen Klopp.
I think if it was a Champions League team of the year, he could get in there.
Yeah.
But not in the Premier League.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Any more for any more?
I think that's the team done. Personally.
I just if we're doing just honourable mentions on any position, Nacho Monreal, my hero.
Okay. Art's shaking his head. Tell Connor why.
I just don't think he's played enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was never going to put him in. I'm just saying he's my hero. I just wanted a chance to say that.
Okay, thanks for that, Connor. Brilliant. Right, now what we're going to try and do is I'm going to try and make you all decide on an 11 combined. All right.
Edison in goal.
So this is the first debate. We've got some Edisons and we've got some De Geas. Fight.
Edison.
Who do you think? Decide between
Wait,
yourselves.
what's the George? Because I think it's two.
Yeah,
well,
me and you are De Gea.
I was a De Gea.
I think we need to go for a formation as well because Matthew's gone.
We're gonna
4-3-3. I think.
I think we should do 4-3-3 because that's the actual formation.
Yeah, because that's the actual formation. Yeah,
because that's the actual formation. Because that is the actual formation. We go with 4-3-3.
Yeah.
So De Gea or Edison.
Well, I think it's down to you, George.
I don't think. I'm saying Edison then. All right.
Yeah.
I did write down De Gea. Okay. But
no, I'm. Right, I'm gonna go De Gea because
well this
we've
okay.
gone through this, but
right, okay, I'm gonna go De Gea. I'd go De Gea because yes, Edison has been key for City, but in terms of making the important last gasp, like when in the derby against City, to stop them winning the league, De Gea stopped that last minute Aguero header or shot, and that kept. United to win. It's games like that. The Champions League, that header.
Champions League isn't Premier League.
No, I know.
Premier League team season.
I know, but it's just to prove my point. Just that header against Seville, even though they still lost the next leg.
Yeah.
That could have been a completely different game in general for the next.
So you need to decide between you.
But I would strongly go to Gea just because I think if you have that shaky defence, you have a real strong keeper behind you. Whereas Edison. Okay. I just don't know whether he can prove to be those sort of.
He has proved it.
Has that changed anyone's opinion?
No.
It's just reaffirmed mine.
Okay.
Matthew, I think you're right with a lot of what you said, but I had such a tough decision, and I'm happy to put Edison in there if that's what 3 out of 5 of us think.
And I think Edison makes better saves.
And you're saying
that's debatable.
No, I mean he catches the ball.
Matthew
and keeps the ball more than De Gea. So
Matthew was saying he makes the save because of the dodgy defence, but that shouldn't be a reason why Edison doesn't get in.
I suppose if we did that, we'd say Butland was in goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just because City have a better defence doesn't mean Edison doesn't deserve to get into the team.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think overall we're thinking Edison, even though Matthew feels strongly about De Gea.
But Matthew doesn't like Man City. So
that's not anyway.
It's not going to.
You happy with Edison?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Are you writing this down?
I'm writing it down.
Okay. Good.
I don't know why, because no one's going to see what I've ever written.
Take a picture, put it on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
We'll just make a graphic.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you
that
can
would
do
ruin
that.
it.
Then,
I'll do that.
Graphic.
That would
Alright,
I'll do that.
Anyway,
that'd spoil it.
Right, let's
Defenders. Right back.
Walker.
Easy.
Okay, let's just not talk about it.
Just move on.
Centre back.
Tongue.
Otamendi.
Mendy's not getting in for me, but
You got to decide
I don't
between
know.
yourselves.
We need 2.
Are there
So
any
we need
consistent players?
James Tarkowski?
No.
Davison Sanchez.
Dave.
Dave can go in for me.
As
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't.
I'm reluctant.
The 2 Chelsea fans are reluctant, so that must say something. Maybe they just.
just
negative
that-
Can we
towards their
all
team.
agree on Vertonghen?
No.
I can.
Yeah. Art?
I'd go Sanchez over Vertonghen, but I don't mind. You can put
Yeah.
Vertonghen in.
Connor? Vertonghen it is then. Nice one. Next to Vertonghen.
Obviously, I did say Otamendi, but now obviously after hearing everything I've heard, like I must be honest, like art was like making good sense
With.
with Otamendi.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, right, no, so I mean, like,
No.
who
So now
would
I'm
you put
just-
instead?
Obviously, like if Stone wasn't, I don't know now. I
It's
wouldn't.
hard, isn't it?
I
It is
wouldn't
hard,
put.
but
I
yeah.
still wouldn't put Dave in though, because even though he's been consistent, just the team performances of Chelsea
But
have
it's
just.
the
I
team.
know- I know,
the team.
I
Just
know.
put Tarkowski in because he's been most consistent.
Do you reckon?
I don't mind putting him in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to pick the players from the team who finished in the
Yeah.
top 4.
True.
Like you need
True, yeah.
Burnley.
Let's do it. Shout out Burnley.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Are we all? Yeah, we're all happy.
We're
with
all
that.
happy
Cool.
with that.
All right, left back.
Robertson.
Young.
I don't mind Robertson or Davies.
I'm happy to accept Robertson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robertson.
Robertson, you sure?
I think especially how like he came, is it his first or second season?
First season from Hull.
Exactly. He's come from a team relegated and
Yeah.
Been-
This is what I mean. When I said he was school of Klopp, I don't mean as in like, oh, Klopp's raised him to be like everything that he is, but he's had a year under Klopp and he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
So all agreed.
Yeah.
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 Nacho Monreal. Okay. Cool.
Shut up, Connor. 3 midfielders. Do we want a defensive
Bruyne?
midfielder?
I'd
Then-
say.
Are we going like 3 in the like
well,
flat?
I'm.
Just 3 midfielders, okay?
Okay.
Not like a right mid or a left mid.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, 3
Flat.
central midfielders.
All right,
okay?
one that's in already. De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone.
Silver.
I'd say Silva. Has to
All
be
right,
in.
Silva.
Yeah.
I'd still make a case for Luca.
See, I'd
So
make
would
a
I.
case for Fernandinho.
Oh, yeah.
I think
will.
That's what I
Like-
mean. Because like you've got De Bruyne, so you can
And-
have Fernandinho instead of Silva. I can see your argument for Silva, like, and I can see why you'd want. Like, I can totally get, but I just think Fernandinho needs a
We
shout
You
for
could
this.
have both.
I think, but
you can have
like,
both, yeah.
with Luca as well. Like, see, like I know City have been amazing, and like everyone, well, nearly everyone has been amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to discredit a team like Crystal
Yeah.
Palace.
Yeah.
And
But-
sorry, but he's only been in the league since January last year. as
Exactly.
well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm happy to accept.
Okay.
Luka.
So I'm going to put De Bruyne and Luka
Yeah.
Milivojevic.
And then, well, I guess it's between Silva and Fernandinho.
I
but
just
I'd
think
go
'cause you've got-
Silva
I
just.
spelled his name wrong, definitely. But yeah, Silva and Fernandinho.
I would just go Fernandinho because he can, like Ryan said, he does the work that nobody else does. He's like Man City's Kante, and he still can play those great passes, as Art mentioned earlier. You know, he can still play those killer balls to open the team up. Like, you know, obviously Silva's more intricate in terms of, you know, he makes those tiny passes to then open up a defence, but, you know, Fernandinho can just play that one killer through ball, and I just think he could just, you know, I just think that's why he could just get into the team.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's a more all-rounder than Silva.
Okay.
I don't mind Fernandinho.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I don't mind because, yeah,
I'm
I
going to say, because I've been mean to Matthew today,
yeah,
I'm going to say,
yeah,
I'm going to let him have Fernandinho.
I don't
right?
mind. Yes,
Was
I
he
ha-
in your team?
Yeah, he's in my
Okay.
team.
I had already written Silva, but I just crossed it out.
that's
Now,
fine.
forwards, 4-3-3.
Mo
so
Salah, Mo Salah.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I
Who
don't,
is- who is
I
Salah?
don't think that Salah should be in it.
No, I don't know.
Willian.
Yes.
Yes, Salah.
Yeah.
Yes,
we said?
Salah, obviously. Just
Salah,
Salah
Kane.
and Kane,
Salah and Kane.
and then it's just who's.
Sané or Sterling.
Or
I'm going
Firmino.
Sterling.
I'll go Sterling. Well, I've gone Sterling.
I'd
So,
go
Salah,
I'd go Sane.
Kane.
I'd go Sané as well.
Oh, why are you being difficult?
Sané, Sterling.
No, because I
Firmino.
just think
I think okay, I know they are stats, but I'm trying to stay away from the stats. Goals that Sterling's scored have been far more important in those moments as well.
Yeah, early
Like,
in the
remember
season. Yeah.
Bournemouth,
Yeah.
there was like just like a string of games he was scoring in like the last minute
They
to
were
win
winning
games.
by like one goal, and he was really important. In
Yeah,
that game,
so that's why I'm going for Sterling.
George, what did you think?
But between Sterling and Sané, I'd say Sterling.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I think
Sané,
Sané-
ridiculously close.
Yeah.
I don't mind either
Sané's
way.
been a brilliant winger.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'd argue. Like, just because I think, like, yeah, Sterling's obviously scored the more important goals, and he gets into those positions. But I just think in terms of actual playing style, I think Sane, he can, he dribbles the ball really well. He can open up teams. He can find a good pass for people. Obviously he hasn't scored as many as Sterling, but he's he's just been really key in terms of
We know-
creating those
Yeah,
goals.
we know that Sané can do all of that good stuff on the wing, like really good winger,
Yeah,
does it brilliantly. But the thing is, Sterling can do that as well.
yeah,
Mm.
And I think the fact that we've seen Sterling adapt and move into this more central position and do that, we
Yeah.
haven't seen how Sané would fare if he did that.
No.
So
Sterling's
just on
definitely
that
more
basis,
adaptable, and
I think,
yeah.
I think at the
and I
moment
think his
I'd go for
confidence has
Sterling.
grown really under Pep. I think
Sterling?
since his move to City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sterling to win
happy.
England the World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him and Jailings.
Right.
And
PFA
then
Player of the Year.
We forgot
Sorry.
striker.
No, we
No,
didn't
we
say
said
that.
it.
We
We
agreed.
said
on it.
4-3-3.
I
actually, but
apologise.
Kane- I mean, it was between Kane or Firmino, but
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Kane, sorry.
I just said PFA Player of the Year, but I'm actually going to say the UNP Unplayables Player of the
yeah.
Year.
Salah.
Salah.
Nacho Monreal. No, I'm joking, Sal.
Oh, really? You joking, Connor? I thought that was serious. And Young. Ashley Young Player of the Year.
Sane.
And see, it's similar to the Mo Isa
But how-
situation.
How can you say
Oh, I said what?
Sané is young player of the year but
Yeah,
doesn't get into the
Because
team?
I'm saying that because Sterling has been around for about 6 years now, and I'm not classing him in young player.
But he is
And
a legend.
I know he is, but everyone knows
Who
what
he
he's
is,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
And
understand that.
Sane is only in the second season here,
And compare
so that's my reasoning.
like when we saw Sterling burst into the scene at Liverpool, and like when we've now seen, when we saw Sterling, like it hasn't changed as much, sort of thing. Like we sort of know. Well, we've sort of seen. We've like Art said, we've seen.
We know
the
what he can
development.
do.
Yeah.
Now.
So I think.
Whereas
I
Sané,
would.
we've really seen what he can do this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I would agree with Sane in terms of young.
I mean,
player
yeah,
of the
my
year.
young player of the year is Sané as well, but I was
Yeah.
just surprised
Yeah,
why
I know. Yeah, but
he didn't get into the team, but
Yeah. That
he's
was
a
a
young
good
player.
point.
Yeah, the reason I bring up Mo Isa is that he's up for Player of the
Oh,
Season,
okay, yeah.
but
sorry,
he's
right.
not in the team of the season.
Yeah.
So it's a similar situation. But
In
I
League
just
Two.
think yes, yeah,
The league
And I'm
that
just
matters.
Yeah.
people might not know.
yeah. Oh yeah. sorry.
Cheltenham Town striker, 20 goals so far this season in his first season in the Football League.
Very
Love
impressive.
you.
Only
um,
Cheltenham Town's second player to do so.
Yeah,
Anyway,
thanks.
carry on.
But yeah, anyway, I think the people will vote for Sané, but Sterling might just make it into the team.
Okay, so
Anyway,
young player Mo Isa.
Manager of the year?
oh, we could do. Oh, that's
I go Sean Dyche. Like
Pep
yeah, 'cause-
Guardiola.
oh, no, because of course what Dyche has done with Burnley. Like okay, yeah, they had that one season that they survived the Premier, but nobody thought they were going to be getting near to where they are now. If they get Europa League football, I would go Sean Dyche for what he's managed to achieve with Burnley this season, definitely.
Shout.
I mean, that was my answer, Sean
Yeah.
Dyche. Just basically for what
he
Matthew
has been
said.
Yeah.
brilliant, hasn't he?
I want to give a couple honourable mentions to managers that have kept sides up as well.
Mhm.
Roy.
Well, no, I wasn't even. I was more thinking David Moyes.
Yeah, because
That is a
'cause
fine
I'm so glad that he's
like-
done all right. So glad.
compared to his Sunderland stint. Yeah.
Like David Moyes, I think has helped himself a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
he's
season.
turned his
it's
career
it's
around.
about time,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
Yeah.
about time because we all knew he was good.
So that's
Shout
that's what
out
I'm
to
gonna
Dave.
say.
If you're listening.
Yeah, Connor,
Irons.
Connor, you got any more
Uh,
honourable managers?
no, I could understand if they gave it to Pep because it is ridiculous how until this point, or until the last few weeks, what he's done with even though he's got like a stupidly good team, but I'd go Dyche as well, definitely.
Manager Dyche.
The players he's got, he shouldn't be anywhere near where he is in the league. So
Another honourable mention, spoke about him a bit earlier, Chris Hughton.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Rafa Benitez.
I think Hughton is very underrated.
Oh yeah.
Like, whenever he gets a job, he's
Yeah,
never
he's
given, like,
Treated them fairly,
Newcastle.
isn't he? That was so bad. Yeah.
He was gone for no particular reason. I think
He was gone for getting the club promoted back to the Premier League.
And now at Brighton, he got them. I think he took them from like lower Championship
Yeah.
into the Premier League and surviving, probably.
Surviving well, hopefully as well.
And it's nice to see someone actually giving him a chance.
Yeah.
Like, he's a manager who would deserve a bigger job, but because he's not,
he's probably not going to get one, is he?
it's kind of like Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
He's beaten Arsenal a lot as well.
Give it him just for that. I've put Dyche down. Anything else you guys would like to add? We've done all right. For this.
Yeah.
Signing of the season, maybe. Or-
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
Well,
there's Salah, but
Well, it has to be Salah.
Yeah.
Salah.
Yeah.
Edison
That was
could
easy.
be.
Oh yeah, Edison's
yeah,
a close
could
second.
be.
That's why I paused for a second.
Yeah.
But I'll just give it to Salah.
Yeah.
He's a close second, but
Okay, so the Unplayables team of the season reads as follows. We've got Edison in goal. Right back, Kyle Walker. Centre backs, Jan Vertonghen and James Tarkowski. We've got Mr. Robertson at left back. Luka Milivojevic at defensive mid. Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandinho make up the rest of the midfield. We've then got Salah, Kane and Raheem Sterling, with Salah being our player of the season, Sané being our Ashley Young player of the season, and Sean Burnley Mad Dyche being our manager of the season. Are we happy?
That's a
Yeah.
sick team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Brilliant. England's going to win the World Cup. Guess we'll go to Russia.
Wait, how many English players are in that?
Let me just do the maths. 1, 2,
3.
3,
Damn.
4.
That's all right.
4. That's
That's
decent. That is.
decent.
We're going to
And-
win the World Cup.
Well,
Oh yeah,
And an
4,
English
British.
manager.
I forgot
British
about Tarkowski.
players, if you include
Robertson.
Robertson.
Yeah,
so
but Britain can't win the World Cup.
one day.
They can win the Olympics.
North Britain. Right, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. So we've picked our team of the season. We're all football experts, so if anybody wants to argue with us, although your opinion is irrelevant, please do so in the comments. Please like the video. No, it's not a video, is it? It's a podcast. Please like the podcast.
Well, it is videos.
Like what you're listening to. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We'll be back soon with another one. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
It's all right.
Twitter.
That's all right.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm saying thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, but I didn't think.
Say thank you for everyone for listening.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening. Let's plug the Twitter now.
Okay, so follow us on Twitter at Unplayables Pod. DMs are always open.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Do you want to say goodbye?
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Alligator.
Don't. Why?
In a
Just wrap
while.
it up now. Come on.
All right. Cheers. See ya.